Welcome to another edition of Sports Junkies. I'm Steve Sparky Pfeiffer from 105.7 The Fan in Milwaukee. You also can catch us on AM 1250 as well. Gary Wolfel down on the other side of the table from me of the Racine Journal-Times. In the middle, guy wandered in off the street. Not really sure who he is. But he looked like he needed a meal, so we brought him in and we're feeding him after the video. Coach Bob Letsch, the Hall of Famer from Save Cats. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
For the meal or for coming in?
I don't need the meal. I don't like to eat on game days.
All right, but seriously, I want to get into some thoughts, and we'll talk about your team in a second. But since you've been around a while, your thoughts on this whole WIAA thing that they're talking about, with, you can move up different divisions depending on how successful you are over 2 or 3 year time frame and everything else, and as this banter continues on, your thoughts on it, because in my mind this is all about you guys in Whitefish Bay, Dominican, and why this whole thing is being put together to begin with. So your thoughts?
Right. We were talking about it beforehand. Now they've come out with another scenario. He was telling me about that. If you got free lunches and things like that, everybody would drop down. So you're talking. Park Holder and Case can drop down to 2. I mean, the city schools, Milwaukee can. It's about a Division 4, Division 5 schools that, that aren't getting to the state tournament. I like to just see it, and I'm against it, okay? I mean, wherever I'm supposed to play, if I'm supposed to play in 3, I play in 3. I'm supposed to play in 4, I play in 4. There's some years we're not going to be that good.
Right.
Right now, Dominican's got Diamond Stone.
What is that going to be? So I can put this down.
I'll tell you off the air. I don't want everybody to cut this out. You meant to lay it. Diamond Stone's going to go.
Right.
And Goody's going to go, and Brussels going to go, but I mean they've got some younger kids that are going to be good, but they're not going to be the dominant factor. That you have a 6'11" kid in the middle. I mean, and the thing is, people get upset, that I play. I mean, I remember when I was in Division 3, they would say, "Oh, that's not fair. You're playing all these Division 1 schools. Then you come to the tournament, and you got to play Division 3 schools." I said, well, then you
go play Division
1 schools or Division 2 schools. I said, that's just my prerogative, because I want our kids, to be competitive, they have to play some tough competition, and if we lose, we lose. It's non-conference, and it gets us ready for our conference. And so then I was telling them the other thing. I wish they would drop this rule on transfer, because I don't know who makes the decisions, but I was telling him there's a kid that was at our school, and then between freshman and sophomore you can leave without a penalty. Then he went to another public school. Now he's at another public school. Then I heard there's another kid in town that went to he's at his 3rd school, and he's playing at this school.
There you go.
I said, well, I don't know what the justification is. I know our girls coach came from Florida, and in Florida, if a kid wanted to transfer, the 2 ADs would sit down. If there was no, legitimate issues about recruiting that, they let them go.
Nice.
And if there is, then it went to the state. I know the state gets a lot of them. And I know in Milwaukee, they're just
they're
going around left and right. I mean, it's brought up about Division 5 and Division 4 schools. It's...
So how many classes would you like to see in the state? Right now there's 5, correct?
4.
Or 4, I should say.
5. There's 5.
There's 5, yeah. Is that too many?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I totally agree. I mean, personally, I'd like to say 3. And the difference, especially for basketball, because basketball, if you have a star player, you could be the smallest school in the state and have a chance. I mean, look at Sam Oakey, what he did when he was in high school, that little tiny town that he came from. And they were competitive because Sam was an exceptional player. In football, I can understand because it's a numbers game, okay?
Yeah.
But in basketball, where you only need 5 guys, you actually need 1 or 2 really good players. You can play with anybody.
Look at Diamond Stone. They legitimately could compete in Division I this year.
No question.
They could, and they could maybe win it. I mean, I don't know.
I agree.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what King has. I don't know. I mean, I saw Germantown play. I played against them in the summer. They're good. I mean, but it's they don't have the 6'11" kid underneath and the 6'8" and the 6'7" coming off the bench. I mean,
Has this ever been done in any other state? Just my goofy idea.
What's that?
Has it ever been done where each division winner, and then you have another small tournament?
No.
Like say the weekend after that, and then get to see who the real best team in the state is? I think that'd be a cool concept, a cool idea.
That's been talked about a couple times, especially when you had won some state titles, and Case, for instance, won the state title, and we thought, okay, let's play each other to see what would happen, I think, for a fundraiser, but there's no way the WIAA is going to approve that.
Once the state tournament's done, that's it. They won't let you play anymore.
But why wouldn't they be able to? Why wouldn't they be able to add another day to have these other games?
Well, I'll tell you what. If they add another day, I suggest they bring in 4 more D1 schools.
That's great. To me, that's a catastrophe that they took 4 Division I schools out.
Send this to the WIAA. Tell me it's not coming from a Division I or a Division II coach. No. WIAA is coming from
they should have 8 schools. I mean, then the rest,
absolutely,
the rest should have 4 or maybe 2. I don't. If they say Division V and Division IV, you'll get 2. Okay, you get the championship game. You get the championship game.
It's just a WIAA power play. That's all it is. They want to control the whole situation. And they have that right. They're
I think it's Division V that's governing it. I'm sorry.
Well, that's part of it too. I agree.
They're making us stink because they're not getting there. And
the Division V will want specific coach. Yeah, okay. Just thought I'd check.
I don't even know who that is. He knows what it is.
Bill Smith of Amro.
No. But is this the same guy from Barneville?
No, I think
this is the guy. He was telling me that just proposed this thing about lunches.
I read it,
and I know.
I read it, but Cuba City. I mean,
Cuba City's in this?
Let's be honest. Yeah, like you're surprised. He's in everything. I mean,
his nose just hit me.
Right. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, he really is the one that stirs the pot. Now, you might have other ancillary pieces in all of this, but at the end of the day, what this guy from Barneville found out was, everybody else will sign a petition, but now it comes time to put your face to it and now have to step up and talk. Everybody just went back and hid in a corner and didn't want to be a part of it anymore. And that's going to happen. It just is. To me, it's all about eliminating Southeastern Wisconsin and those teams. That's really what it is. They'd rather have the rest of the state play each other and then have as few teams as possible come from this corner of the slip. That's what it's all about.
I remember, what was it, 2 years ago? There were 3 top 10 Division I schools that couldn't get state. They were all in this sectional. Yeah, it was a joke. It was like the mini state tournament was here.
They got King, and they got Riverside, they got Case, and they got Hornet.
Correct.
I mean, they're all ranked in the top 10.
There you go. There you go. Once again,
and only one's going to get there.
Right.
Because they're all in this. They're sectional here.
And you know what they come back and they'll say is once these teams get up to state, they flame out. Well, part of it is they're burnt out because they went through a gauntlet at the sectional level, and high school kids can't, unless you got an exceptional team. You're not going to play at a high level every night.
I like to see them go back and look at the attendance when they had 8, and now the attendance when it's since
good point.
You've got Division V.
Right, if it's working.
Well, you get a school of 82 or 85 going.
Yeah, right.
I mean, no, I'm sorry. I mean, it's you can bring the whole town, but how many people are going to come? I mean, now you're talking about Milwaukee King, who's got 2,200 kids. You got the Milwaukee metropolitan area. You got Harlan Arrowhead. You got Germantown. Some of those guys.
And the average basketball fan just wants to see the best teams up there. Period. And 9 out of 10 times, it's going to be the upper divisions.
It's interesting because Mike Wickett, who does our morning show, is from Michigan.
Yeah.
And him and his dad, it's a tradition. Every year, for as long as he can remember, his dad goes and stands outside in the cold weather and waits in line early in the morning to get their state tournament tickets. Nice. They sell it out every year for state high school basketball.
In Michigan?
Every year it's sold out, and they camp out. Like people do for Brewers tickets, they camp out for state tournament tickets. in Michigan to go watch it, and they go every year, him and his dad.
How many divisions they have?
That I don't know. I would have to find out from Wicked. That I don't know. Well, you talk to Chuck and Wicked all the time and ask him, but yeah, every year.
You guys keep talking, I'll call Wicked. Okay?
No, right. No, but I mean, to see how big it is there that they can sell it out in Michigan. And yet here, you can't come close to it necessarily. I mean, that's amazing. All right, let's talk about your basketball team. That is why you're here.
Mine?
Yeah, say Cats.
Mine?
Yeah, yours. How good is this conference this year? I mean, obviously, you know about Dominican.
Yeah, it's Dominican, then it's the rest of us. Even though we played them tough.
Yeah, you did.
We played them tough. We lost by 11, and we shot poorly in the second and third quarter. We shot 2 for 19, and we only lost by 11. But the shots were there. You know, their defense was there too.
How are your kids' mentality when you go up into a game?
What's the world's record for Junkies? 25 minutes? I think we're going to beat it today.
Their kids are my kids. They believe they can win.
Good.
Last year last year we lost in overtime, and then at our place we were up 5 with 2 minutes to go, and we missed some bonuses. You know, they made a basket, fouled us, we missed the bonuses, and we lost by 3. I mean, so we're competing. Then in the sectional, we lost by 10.
Don't you think so? Some teams go up against the guy that's nationally renowned and everything else, big size and everything else. They get intimidated a little bit.
Oh, sure.
I mean, especially when you're in high school. Oh man, Diamond Sony must be Shaq at this point, and they kind of go intimidated and they don't play as well and they freak out a little bit. And then, to me at least, it comes back to the coach. Getting that confidence and everything else. Telling me it's just another guy puts on shorts just like you do. Let's just go get
They might be 4 sizes larger, but
they both. I've got Kelly Thomas, who's
I agree.
All-state football player, and he enjoys the competition. And Diamond even told me in the summer when I went up. We played in the MSOE league, and then we sit around and talk. And then I went to an AAU tournament because Zach Ramel was playing with him, and he came up to me and said, Kelly Thomas is the toughest guy I compete against all year.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And he is. I
agree.
He's not, but I wish the officials would let him.
Let him play.
He goes like this, and he gets a foul.
Right.
The first game, Diamond Stone went boom right across his throat. And I'm standing there and I'm yelling at the referee. I said, "Look!" And then he turned, got the ball, and Kelly kind of moved. Pushed him and got a foul call. So, me.
Started treatment in high school? That's what the NBA thought. I didn't know that in high school.
So now every official that's watching this is
I'm not
Letch is planting a seed here.
That's
the smart coach.
I just say, what's the difference? A guy throwing a forearm in his throat. It didn't do it on pride. I think he tried to put a forearm here, but he's 6'11" and he's 6'6".
Right.
But Kelly played tough, but then we lost him. We lost us in the first quarter. He's got us sitting now, and I made a mistake. In this, and I told the kids, I'm honest with the kids. If I make a mistake, I should have, because the second half we played a zone, and we lost 18-17. With me, playing the zone is tough.
You're like Bo Ryan? Well, Bo just refuses to do it.
I know.
At least you're willing to do it.
When I have to, I do.
Once a millennium.
Indian Trails, we were playing man-to-man, and we were trading Brown, who was averaging 27 points, and we did a great job on him. We held him to 11 points, but then he would feed off the other guys, and they were hitting. They had 8 threes in the first half. So now we're down 35-19. So, okay, we're going to try to slow them down, so we went to a zone. And we got within 4.
Wow.
And we missed the shot. It would have put us 2, but here,
So
you never go from man-to-man to a zone. You usually go from a zone to man-to-man, but I said, well, let's try it.
So breaking news, you're going to be the new Jim Boeheim High School basketball.
Yes.
You're going to run that zone, screw that.
I was thinking of getting a flight out next week to Syracuse and sit down and talk to them about the matchup because we play Dominican on the night.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Mike McCarthy is signaling from the sideline that we have how many minutes left?
Well, that's good.
Okay, I got a quick question though. My theory in high school basketball is you're only as good as your point guard. If you have a horrible point guard, you're not going anywhere.
You know what? I was sitting there thinking about that this morning.
Really?
I don't know. Boy, we must be on the same way.
There you go, my guy.
You know, I mean, I thought maybe you would ask that, but
Okay.
I mean, point guards are, you know, the biggest thing. I mean, it is, well, what if you got a 7-footer? I said, well, what if you got a point guard?
Can't get the ball.
Can't get the ball up the court
Exactly.
because they're pressing you and you can't get it to them.
Right.
I mean, we've had great point guards at St. Cat's. I mean, and Zach Ramlin's been with me for
Exactly.
4 years.
Great player.
And he's doing a great job. He's a leader out on the court. I mean, you know, sometimes he lets these guys know if they're not doing the job. And, you know, and Patrick Suter was that way, and Mike and
Faust, you played him on the
Faust played point, and
Greg Easton, our producer, is just going nuts. Does it matter anymore? we went into triple overtime with this segment.
That's all right. He is Coach Bob Letsch from Racine St. Cat's. He is Gary Wolf of the Racine Drill Times. I'm Steve Sparky Fife.
Now, you're coming back before the end of the year, though, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, beautiful. So
Call me anytime.
we can have part 2 here. Part 2.
He is Coach Bob Letsch. Thanks for coming on. It has been another edition of Sports Junkies here at RacineSportsZone.com.